Soap. I'm Ellen, and today we have a lot of soap to make together. I decided to do 2 soaps in one day because they were both very similar. We're going to make citrus soaps. That's the theme, and the fragrances I'm using today. The first one is Pink Grapefruit from Wholesale Supplies Plus. I've soaped with this before. It is so tart and juicy, and it behaves well in soap. In fact, it's a very slow-moving fragrance, but it's beautiful, super citrusy. And then the next one I'm very excited to use is Satsuma. I got this one from Be Scented. Nurture Soap has a Satsuma scent. It's also, oh my word, it's tart but sweet, more orangey, and it's so good. I haven't soaped with this one from Be Scented. I have soaped with the Nurture Soap version, which soaps beautifully. So I've been real busy making little citrus slices with my melt and pour soap. These are for the Pink Grapefruit and these are for the Satsuma. So I have a whole bunch of these to go down. So these are going to be very similar, just a pink theme and an orange theme for both fragrances. And we're going to use coconut milk. I got this at my local grocery store. And one of the things I look for in a coconut milk is no guar gum, a guar gum free. If your coconut milk has guar gum, it's okay to use. I just prefer not to have that extra ingredient in there. So this is simply just water and coconut. So this is going to be coconut milk soap for both of these because I don't know, something about coconut and citrus just sound like it go together to me. So that is what we're doing today. I will show you the colors for each soap. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do first. Should we do the pink one or the orange one? Anyway, I've got to go get all my oils prepped. I'm going to be doing a double batch of each of these. One of the reasons I have been making such large double batches in soap lately is I'm trying to clear out my large bottles of fragrance oil because Ellen Ruth Soap is going to be shutting down my retail side of the business and just focusing here on YouTube and Instagram. And so my retail shop will close the first part of 2024, and but I'll keep going strong on YouTube here and switch over to making micro batches. But if you've been with me any amount of time, you know I hate to waste anything, and I have all these luscious large bottles of fragrant oil. So I thought, well, I'm just going to make a whole bunch of soap, put it in the final clear out sale in my retail shop before I switch over to non-retail business. And I'm going to do a video explaining this more in detail, why I'm choosing to do this and some of the things that are going on behind the scenes. So that's coming in the future, but right now I've got a lot of soap to make today, and let's get to it. We're going to go all citrusy today. All right, we are back for soap additives in our first bunch of soap that I'm going to be doing the Pink Grapefruit first. And so the colors in the body of the soap are going to be the Sexy Pink Slippers with, my Jazzberry Red Mica. Those two together are going to be swirled in the body. And then I did use the Jazzberry on the little embeds that are going to go down on the Pink Grapefruit. Here are all my embeds. Don't those look delish? I just love them. They're so cute. So I have my coconut milk that's going to go in, milk and oil method, a really heavy load of coconut milk. I'm so excited to do these. And let me just tell you, when I opened up the coconut milk, it was a little glumpy and gloppy, so I just ran my stick blender through and got it nice and smooth, so it'll just blend in really easy. So we're going to do kale and clay, colloidal oats, and coconut milk and oil. And what I'll do is I'll do the Pink Grapefruit first, and then I will just music over and fast forward through, and we'll do the Satsuma orange, and then we'll talk more about it all when we get to the cutting. But I've got a lot of soap to make, so I'm going to kind of speed through this a little bit because you know the drill. If you've been with me, you know how it goes around here. So here we go. Kale and clay, 2 tablespoons in each for the Pink Grapefruit. Colloidal oats, 2 tablespoons each. And let's get in our thick, creamy coconut milk. So luscious. I'm going to get this all blended up, and then we will come on back when the lye solution is cooled and ready. Oh yeah, I did not want to forget to tell you the colors we're doing in Satsuma today is my Sunset Orange from Be Scented and my Siesta Sunset from Wholesale Supplies Plus. These are going to represent the orange portion for the Satsuma. I love them. And here I did the Sunset. I did the Siesta Sunset Orange for my Satsuma embeds. So that's those. Just wanted to let you know. Ready to make our first batch, and this is the pink grapefruit. Here is my lye solution. It's got cane sugar for lather, it's got tussa silk fibers for the silkiness, and sodium lactate to help it firm up a little faster for unmolding. And I'm going to do a hanger swirl on both of these. I'm going to do each batch one at a time, and then we'll get to the Satsuma. We're making some soap today. Boy, it smells like a citrus grove in my studio. It is so juicy down here. I wish you guys could smell it. It makes me happy. Citrus scents just make me smile. So let's get this first one in the mold. Oh, by the way, the fragrance is already in here. If I forgot to say that, it's already in all of the oils. it's the next day and here are the soaps. And this is a tale of two, not cities, but soaps. This one traced really, really slow, took a lot of blending. This one went so much faster than I anticipated. I'm really hoping that that spoon swirl is going to come out and that I was able to bang out all the all the little air pockets in there. We'll talk about that when we get into cutting. And if I do have air pockets, I'll show you how I repair them. And I ran out of slices, so some of these bars will not have little fruit slices on top. And that's okay. It can be for family and friends and all that. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is get these out of the mold, get the slab cut into loaves, and we'll go ahead and cut the pink one first since we made that first. And then we'll get into the orange one and talk more about what happened here. I was very surprised. I'll just leave with that. So now let's get these out of the molds and see what we've got going on the inside of our citrus soaps. We're back with the lovely Olga, and let's get into our first loaf. I can definitely see the two different pink colors. I'm just loving it. It's so pretty. Now my big challenge is trying to cut through here and not lop off any of my grapefruits. That's what I'm calling these, even though they kind of look like orange slices, but this is pink grapefruit. So let's see. That's looking pretty good. We're going to go for it. All right, we made it. Yay! Let's see how that swirl came out. All right, like I said, this was a very slow-moving fragrance, and check that swirl out. So the whole theory of me starting this and doing two soaps in one was I wanted both soaps to basically be identical, only different colors, and they are going to be very different. I can already tell because of the difference in trace and thickness. But I am delighted with these. It smells so good. My husband got home from work yesterday and he's like, "Why does the house smell so good?" And I said, I was making citrus soap, so it traveled all the way up from my studio to the upstairs of the house, and the fragrance today does not disappoint. It is so citrusy and divine. Again, I love citrus soaps, and these swirls are so pretty. So yeah, this one, this pink grapefruit from Wholesale Supplies Plus, traced very slowly, took forever. I blended on screen and then I just speeded up and took out some of the footage because I just blended and blended and blended. So I didn't necessarily want to show all that. Sometimes I wonder if you all want to watch me do the full blending time. I usually put it on fast forward. I have not done a soap with real-time blending. Maybe I should do that. Let me know if that's something you'd like to see. But this one took a really long time to blend. That looks like a heart. So cute, but so worth it. Love it. Smells great. Looks beautiful. Everything I expected. I knew I was short a couple of citrus slices on both of these soaps. So, oh yeah, that heart is so cute. And so I will just have some bars for myself or friends, my oopsie bars that don't have a citrus, but they're still going to be beautiful, wonderful soap. Let's get on to our next loaf. All right, here is our next loaf. Let's see if we can get this one without cutting off any slices here. That would be really awesome if I could do that. All right. So pretty. So this coconut milk that I did today for these soaps was I did a very steep discount. And what that means, I've been asked, what does a steep discount mean? When I mixed my lye solution to prepare for these citrus soaps, I did almost a 50-50 water lye split. So you lye and that much water, I did just barely over that, and so the whole rest of the liquid volume was in coconut milk. So these are very coconut milky, almost as much milk as if I had just frozen the coconut milk and done it solid. So these are going to have a really creamy lather. I do love coconut milk soaps. There's just something wonderful about that. Anyway, this is the pink grapefruit. I'm loving it. And we are going to get into the orange Satsuma soap next, which was a very different story. And that's interesting to me too, because the Satsuma I used before from Nurture Soap did not speed up like this. So I was very surprised. And I can't wait to get into that orange soap and see what we have going on in there. And again, I will let these set for a few hours and we'll come back in and do the beveling and the stamping and all that good stuff. So let's get on over to our orange soap. All right, we're back with my little problem child here. But I tell you what, this smells so good. Hoping and praying that the inside looks good. And if it does, this is going to be a win. Even though this was not what I expected at all making this soap. I was so surprised. And because this was citrusy, I think that I did over blend it in the beginning, so a little bit of user error on my part. But again, there's only one way to find out. We got to get in here and see. I'm so curious. All right, I'm going to quit talking. We're going to get on in. Back to cut into our orange soaps, and I can see that I do have a few air pockets throughout, so hopefully they won't be too bad on the inside. And I'm very curious to see if I was able to get any kind of swirl going with that spoon handle with as thick as this batter was, and it was thick. Yeah, and I'll talk about that in just a second here. I can't talk and cut at the same time. There we go, we made it. All right, so let's talk about this fragrance. I was not thrilled with how fast it went, but it kind of mushed in a little bit, and not as many air pockets as I thought. These will be very easy to fix, and they sure do smell great. So we've always got that going for us. So this fragrance, let's see, I'm stirring it with a stick blender. I'm seeing that it's getting very thick. I'll talk you through how I'm going to repair that when we get there. So the fragrance is getting thick, and I'm like, oh no. But after I got it in the mold, it was still workable. So it wasn't soap on a stick. Soap on a stick or seizing is when it gets so thick you literally cannot run your spoon through it. This batter stayed fluid enough where I could still run that spoon through, get a little bit of a swirl going. I tamped out most of the air pockets, so I would call it workable. It was like really thick frosting, but it wasn't seized to where it was rock hard. Not fun to work with, but workable. I'm really surprised, again, that Satsuma, something that is this citrusy, went that fast. But there are other notes in this fragrance. It gives it kind of a depth that's not just fruity. So those are probably the notes that had things speeding along. But all that being said, we do have a few little air pockets, but overall, I think these are quite lovely. Definitely not what I was planning. Again, I was planning for these to be an orange duplicate of the pink ones. I thought the pink and the orange would look, similar, but not to be. But I'm very happy with these. And again, this fragrance does smell fantastic. And it does have good staying power. That's what the reviews say. We got a little swirl going on. We'll get into that middle loaf and see if we have a little bit more of a swirl. I'm really happy I was able to get anything at all with as thick as it was. So I'm not going to call this a fail though. I'm not mad at this. That's pretty. Let's get onto that middle loaf and see what we've got. Okay, here's the center loaf. You can definitely see some air pockets. Again, these are small enough. They're going to be a very simple repair, and I'll show you how we do that. Yeah, like I said, I'm not mad at this soap. It's still really good soap. And again, the coconut milk and everything, it's going to be fabulous soap, and I think it looks pretty. But the whole reason I did both of these soaps today was because I had a design in my mind, and these did not play along with me. They thwarted my efforts, but that is okay. Yep, we got some more swirls on the center loaf. So make your plans and be ready to adjust. That's what I have to say about soap making. It doesn't always go the way you think it is, but it's not too bad. There's a little hole. All right, I'm just going to keep cutting these, and I will bring you back when it's time to repair all the air pockets on the orange ones. That's kind of a bigger one there, but we can still fix that. All is not lost. And that's what I was really happy about with a soap that moves as fast as these. Sometimes you lose the whole batch. It's just either super ugly and you use it anyway personally, or it's bad enough to where you just rebatch the whole thing. And I'm really thankful that this didn't go that direction. This is definitely cute and usable. So all was not lost. A bar here with a couple of air pockets, and I told you I'd show you how I fill those in. So this is a rough edged bar that I haven't beveled yet, so I'm going to bevel the edges and save these. And again, this is about, the next day, maybe 24 plus hours after making this. So the soap shavings are very pliable. You can turn them into like a soap dough, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to color match and get whatever shade. Like if it was orange, I'd pick the orange pieces, but I'm going to color match and take this shaving, and it's just nice and pliable. Make a little soap dough out of it and roll it into like a little tube here, and I'm going to fill in the hole with it. It's really just that simple. And smash it in there, and then just pull off the excess, and look at that, no hole. This will cure out to it's a little bit lighter color, but you won't even see that after the cure. And now I'll do that with this one too. So it's a little bit pesky and time consuming, but well worth it. I think it makes the bars look pretty. And again, after the cure, that'll be absolutely perfect. You won't even see that in there. So I'm gonna go and do the beveling on the rest of these soaps and repair any other holes. Let me see if I find another one. Do any other repairs that I have on these. And it's just as easy as that. So I thank you for joining me today. This was fun and challenging and all of that. You know what? Every once in a while when soap makes me stop and think about what I'm doing, I don't mind that. And I think these are fabulous. Yeah, the plan didn't come out like I wanted, or the end result was a little different than I had planned. That's how I should say it. But in the end, I'm loving it. I think both of these have their own merits, and I love them. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. It was very citrusy and fun. We did a lot of soap today. I appreciate you being here, and I hope you have a wonderful day.